All right, gentlemen, what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about the knowledge of our results. So what that means is we're going to analyze a golf shot, essentially. So this is basically what I do when I'm giving clinics, when I'm giving individual lessons, when I'm playing golf on my own. Always want to analyze where the golf ball goes just to get some instant feedback. So, you know, when you hit the ball correctly, you hit the sweet spot of the club, it feels it's a different feel. So that's one of the things we can work on. So that's knowledge of our results, is how does the golf shot feel. Another thing we're going to look at is the ball flight. If the ball goes straight, left, or right, that's another way to get feedback. And the last thing is we'll look at our divot pattern. We'll see if there's no divot, if there's a big divot, if there's a smaller divot. So what we're going to do, I'll hit the first one, I'll analyze my shot, I'll ask each of you guys to hit a shot, and we'll talk about it as a group. So if you guys want to maybe stand to the side, never want to stand behind someone when we're hitting, just safety reasons. So like I said, I'll hit the first one here, and everyone else will go after that. So just a normal, this is a 7-iron for me. I would suggest that, or whatever club you're most comfortable hitting. We're just going to hit one full swing shot. So first swing that I think about is the feel. How'd the club feel? I felt I hit that one pretty well. I might have caught it a little bit lower on my club face, maybe came in a little bit thin, so there's no divot close. A little bit of turf got taken away or brushed down, but I didn't really catch a clean divot. So not a perfect strike, but for the most part my fundamentals were pretty well. That ball went straight, it went towards the target that I'm looking for. I was going for the white flag, so it went close to my target, but my initial feedback, the results, it was a pretty decent shot. Tough to tell here on the back side of the range if the distance was where I wanted it to go, but for the most part I think that was a good shot. It got me close to where I wanted to. So Brian, why don't you go ahead and grab a club you're comfortable hitting, and then Ignacio and Roger will analyze Brian's shot here.
Right. Already got a 7-iron.
Okay. Okay, good swing. So first question, Brian, how did it feel?
Pretty perfect.
Pretty perfect? All right.
Center face.
Center of the face. Ignacio, what about the divot here? How does that look? To me, I'd say that's a pretty good divot.
Yeah,
pretty
sure.
consistent.
Yeah.
He's not too steep.
Not fat or anything.
I think that's pretty good. And then Roger, what about the ball flight? Was it
Straight.
pretty straight? Brian,
Straight.
what was your target? Were you going for the white flag as well?
Um,
What flag were we looking for?
so right there I think I was aiming just left of the white flag.
Just left of the white flag, and it went pretty much right
Straight,
there.
little draw at the end.
Yeah, so a little bit of movement from the right to the left, which comes from Brian's path. But overall, everything all worked in sync, so it was a good shot. So nicely done, Brian.
Well, thank you. Want me to hit another?
No, we're gonna let Mr. Ignacio have a rip at it.
So just working on staying loose. I'm gonna try to be like in the direction of that blue flag.
Okay.
So that's what the plan is. Oof,
That's in the direction of the blue flag.
nice.
So how'd that one feel?
It felt good. Definitely didn't feel tense. It
Yeah.
was nicer to I didn't feel like I was doing that.
Okay.
Go nice and slow, kind of just go with the motion.
Okay.
And we're working really well.
Roger, what about the divot? You notice anything about the divot here?
Absolutely. First he hit the ball first, clearly, but
Yep.
the divot is going to the left, so
Yeah.
he must have come over the top a
Right,
little bit.
so
It's true.
that's where, like we talked about before, your path, because you've been so tense before, is coming from over the top. So we see our blue flag is right there, our divot's coming in from the left. So that's the path of it a little bit.
Yeah.
But overall, we've made it work to have the ball go fairly straight. So
Yeah.
would you agree the ball flight kind of went towards the right?
Yeah.
But like we said, that's the divot pattern coming through towards the left, which is going to put a little bit of side spin on the ball. But overall,
Yeah.
you
Great
went
ball
where you
flight.
wanted
A
to
little,
go.
little open face kind of balances it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Great ball flight win.
So
Really,
Roger,
really
let's do the same thing here.
Great.
All right, I'm gonna try to aim at the between the blue and the white flag, just
Okay.
to make it hard on you guys.
All right.
To follow it, okay. All right.
That'll work.
Okay. So how'd that one feel for you?
Thin.
A little thin?
Thin,
Okay,
absolutely.
yes, that was like my shot. You can feel
Yeah.
that it was a little bit thin. Brian, you see a divot down here? These two were
pretty clearly picked.
Yeah, exactly. So, like we said, talked about before, the ball was a little bit thin, so no divot taken, but that's okay. And then the ball flight, a little left of the target, but overall, it went in the general vicinity of where he was looking for. But really what we want to think about here, like we talked about in the intro, this is the knowledge and getting feedback from the results of our shot. So we're seeing how it feels to us, first instinct, how it hits, that's results. That's feedback that we're going to get right there. We can look down at the ground to see where our divot pattern is. Again, feedback, and the ball flight, where it finishes, how it gets there. These are all ways of getting feedback on our golf shots, which we can instantly take to the golf course to learn from. So that's the main point of this lesson here. The next thing that we're going to talk about in a few minutes, we'll let you guys kind of have a break. Pretty hot out today, so let's grab some water. The next thing we're going to talk about is getting the knowledge of our actual performance, which we'll explain here in a minute. But guys, go ahead and have a drink. We'll cool off for a second, and then we'll re-hit some golf balls here in a few minutes. Okay?
Great.
Cool.
Thanks. Yep.